Merry New Year, everyone, and welcome to the Joking Dolphin Gaming Pod. I'm Mark, and as always, I'm joined by Matthew.
Happy New Year, everyone.
And Nathan.
Hello. Seems like we've not spoken to each other in a year.
Aha!
Hey, I see what you did there.
Yeah, it feels strange. We've not even spoken since Christmas. Everyone have a good one.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, it was
Fine.
a nice rest.
Good. Hope everyone got a lot of nice Lynx deodorant sets and socks and whatnot.
I did get Link. I got Link's Dark Temptation.
Dark Temptation.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
Lynx Africa's always the
I know,
staple.
that's always the one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have to say, back in the day, I used to love Java. That was my favourite.
Java.
I
I did
didn't
get
see
some
that
Dove,
nowadays.
actually.
Oh, really?
Dove.
Some Dove, yeah.
Very
By the way,
nice.
Other cosmetic products are available.
No, just Dove.
Yeah, just
And
Dove,
Lynx
that's-
Africa. And
Yeah.
Dark Temptation. And so on.
Okay, so let's be honest. News has been a bit thin on the ground over this
Yes.
period, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Bit like the snow, which never turned up.
Yeah, we did have a
Sadly.
white
It
Christmas,
never
did
does,
we?
does it? We never
It's-
get a white Christmas here.
I was devastated. I was really hoping we'd get it this year. But no.
Woke up all excited at 6
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning, drawn the curtains, and it was
Raining.
just cold
Raining,
and
yeah.
rainy.
Yeah. Grey, as usual. Okay, so there is something that's been come out in the last couple of weeks. So basically, GameIndustry.biz has basically collated a load of gaming stats from the past year. Because it's New Year, it's a time for fun and games, isn't it?
Mhm.
Cool.
So
it is.
so we've decided we're going to have a quiz. Well, Matt and Nathan are going to have a quiz. I'm going to be the said quiz master.
Liquiz Master.
Because I could just list off all these stats, but then it'll just be
Or
it'll go on forever. Yes.
Rather
So
than
we're
watch
gonna-
me and
so-
Matt fight it out.
Yeah, so we're going to try and make it a bit more interesting.
oh, okay.
Okay, so we're going to start with the global revenues for games over this past year. I want you to give me, to the nearest billion, what was the total value of the global games market in 2022?
Okay.
Ooh. And you have, I don't know, a few seconds. Get on with it. Time is precious.
Right, I've locked my answer in.
Ooh, so yeah. By the way, it'll be closest answer gets a point.
Okay.
I'm not expecting you to get it dead on. Oh, okay. Well, Nathan has gone with 450 billion. That's a big number.
Well, people like games, so
People do like games. That's true. Matthew has gone with 150 billion.
oh, Matt's got this one. I'm sure.
I can tell you
I feel like
The total-
Nathan's got it.
the total number was 184.4
Ooh.
billion.
Ooh,
Close.
far.
Very close. So Matthew
Point
takes
to
that
me.
point.
Yes.
Okay. So now we're going to move on to so I want you to tell me what percentage of all that total market revenue were from digital sales. What percentage were digital sales? Do 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 do. I know that's
There we
from
go.
the art theme. Oh,
Locked it in.
I
Ooh.
can't find the symbol. Where's the symbol?
just put the number. I know what you mean.
What if we'd say the same one? Oh, that'd be insane.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. So Nathan has gone with 54% is digital sales, and Matthew has gone with 72%. The answer is, believe it or not, 94.2%
What?
94.
are digital sales.
Wow.
I
Although-
don't believe it. It
That's
doesn't
it.
feel real.
You guys, the dinosaurs here. You're getting left behind now.
Well,
Digital
thing is-
for the win.
well, the thing is about this is that when you've got, let's say, games like God of War Ragnarok, and you've got the the collector's edition thing, bobs.
Oh yeah, you did get a physical
And
edition
then-
in that,
yeah.
did you?
Yeah, they come with codes now, so you kind of be
Do they?
forced into it.
Do they
Yeah,
still
we do.
count? Are they?
Well, it's a
Wow.
digital download, isn't it?
I suppose so, but you still physically bought the code in a way.
Yeah, it's not a disc though, is it? So it don't count.
Surely for
yeah.
a collector's edition, though, like that would be put. I don't know.
And just to add to this, they are divided. So PC games, so 98% of that is digital, and only 2% of that is boxed.
Not
And for the
surprised.
console market, it's 72% digital and 28 boxed.
That's why I thought I saw somewhere. I remembered 72.
If it would that been the question,
So
you
I
would
did
have
for
been
the
spot on.
console. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go through 3 different countries with you.
Wait,
Okay?
do I still get that point?
You do get
Yeah,
the
we're
point
closer,
because
yeah.
you were closest.
Or
Yes.
just want to confirm.
Okay. So as I say, I'm going to go through 3 different countries here, and I've got a list here of the top 10 selling games in each of those countries. Okay. These are the best-selling boxed games. It does specify boxed games,
Okay.
but we're going to do these one at a time, and I want you to try and give me the top 3 selling games boxed in the UK the past year. I'm going to give you a point if you get a correct game, and I'm going to give you another point if you get it in the correct place. So I will go through the whole 10 eventually, but to begin with, just give me the top 3 that you think in the UK. I have to say, with these 3 countries, if you think about the country itself, it might help you.
I think that's mine.
So Nathan, we'll go third to first. So he's put FIFA 23 for third. He's put Modern Warfare 2 for second. He's put Elden Ring for 1. Matthew has put Pokemon Arceus for number 3. FIFA for number 2.
I'll specify as FIFA 23. I should specify.
Yeah.
No,
that's
FIFA
fine.
96 for the Mega Drive.
I know that's what you've gone with. You go for Modern Warfare number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can tell you, in number 3, it is Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh,
Blimey heck.
wow,
Wow, that
that's
surprised
spot
me.
So Matt has got that spot on.
nice one.
Number 2, it is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Yes.
Nathan's got
For
that
me.
spot on.
Oh, it's gonna be FIFA, isn't it?
But Matthew has also got the game.
I mean, I've got it in there, but I'm not
Yep,
going to
you've
the
got the
right
game.
spot.
Yep. And number 1, of course, it's FIFA 23.
Damn it.
So is it point shared on that one then?
You both got 1 for that because you both got it, but in the wrong places.
Okay.
So it was bonus point for the right location, wasn't it? So I think me and Nathan got a bonus point each. Was it?
Correct. You got all 3 games.
I'm saying I think I've got all 3 games, but I got 1 and 2 mixed up.
Okay, so I'll just go through the actual top 10 for the UK box selling. So number 10 was Elden Ring. Number 9 was Nintendo Switch Sports. Number 8 was God of War Ragnarok. Number 7 was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 6 was Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Number 5 was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Number 4 was Horizon Forbidden West, and the 3 we've already mentioned. Okay, so we're going to move on to Japan.
Japan.
So, what were the 3 top selling box games of the year in Japan? Same rules apply as the last one. I feel like I need to fill in the void of noise, but
Oh, that's got me on this one. I don't know what the Japanese audience like.
oh, come on,
Why do you
think about it.
me on this one?
Probably like some weird game like I'm trying to think.
I feel you're overcomplicating this. Come on,
Think
time
it's
time.
this
Go on,
3.
Go. Interesting, Matthew. Interesting.
Thank you. Probably wrong, but you know. I'm trying to assume what the Japanese would like.
Go on, Nathan. I'll have to push you.
Stop
As
it,
much
stop.
as I really like Japan.
Oh, even more interesting.
I bet you FIFA's on there.
No, NFL.
Nathan has gone with, in third place, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 2, he's got Pokemon Legends Arceus. And number 1, Triangle Strategy.
Wow.
Matthew has gone with number 3 as Elden Ring. Number 2, Pokemon Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus, sorry. And number 1, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Violet. That's the one. Number 3 was Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh,
So you both got it, but in the wrong place.
Order.
Number 2 was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So Matthew's got the game
Gone.
but
Darn
in
it.
the wrong place. Number 1 was Splatoon 3.
oh, I forgot about
Of
that one.
course.
Oh, damn it. I'm so angry with
Yeah, I
myself.
forgot about Splatoon 3.
So I'll just run through the others. So number 10 was Elden Ring. Number 9 was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 8 was Mario Party Superstars. Number 7 was Minecraft Switch Edition. 6 was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 5 was Nintendo Switch Sports. 4 was Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
I knew it'd be heavily dominated by Nintendo, but I didn't think it'd be this heavily dominated by Nintendo.
Yeah, that's just the thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
we move on to the United States. So what could possibly be the top 3 games in the United States?
United States.
United States. The United States.
Someone's been playing a little too much roller drum.
Yes. Great game.
I need. There's one game that's just jumped into my head that I think is normally. I've got a game in my head that I'm pretty sure the Americans love, but I don't know if it's like they love it like we love FIFA.
Well, think about it. It's the US. What would they go with?
Screw it, I'm
Go on, Matt.
throwing a
Go to
hell.
push
I'm
it.
gonna throw. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a Hail Mary on this one.
Oh, this is very interesting.
Don't say that.
Okay, so in this, Nathan's number 3. He's gone with NFL 23. In number 2, he's gone for Modern Warfare 2. And number 1, he's gone for Elden Ring. Matthew, on the other hand, has gone for Elden Ring number 3, NFL 23 number 2, and Modern Warfare number 1.
That was what I was saying. I was like, I feel like the NFL, I know Americans love it, but I don't know if they did one this year.
Okay, here we go. The number 3 selling game was Madden NFL 23.
Yes.
So Nathan has got double
I relied
points.
on them too much.
But you get a point for that as well, Matthew. It's in the correct game. Number 2 was Elden Ring.
Ooh.
So you both got that
In different positions.
in the wrong places. And number 1, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That one.
Call of Duty.
2
Cool.
points for Matthew
So-
for having that as number 1.
So we both got the same
Yeah, you
top
both got-
3, but we
yeah.
had them in different positions.
Correct.
But we all got the same points out of it, so that's cool.
It's quite interesting that the US seems to be very predictable in terms of their gaming.
I was really close to putting NFL number 1 because I know how much they love it. I was like, is it as popular as like our FIFA? Like, I would honestly put our FIFA as number 1 if it isn't for like Modern Warfare.
It's strange, isn't it? Because looking at the 3 markets, like the US and Japan lean in their own directions, and we seem to be a bit of a mix of both.
Yeah.
But that's the UK, isn't it? It's a multicultural mismatch.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to.
Wait, what was the top 10 for US?
Oh, sorry. Yes, indeed, you're correct. So number 10 was MLB The Show 22.
Not surprised.
Number 9, FIFA 23. Number 8,
Surprised.
Horizon Forbidden West.
Mhm.
Number 7, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Number
Hmm.
6, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
That's
Number
good.
5, God of War Ragnarok. And number 4 was Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga.
Wow,
Ah.
I think that'd be that high.
I'm
Okay.
glad though. I'm glad it's quite popular.
Like, I'm expecting full marks for these 2.
Oh god.
So I would just want you to tell me what was the highest rated game on Metacritic.
Is this critic score? User score?
Critic. You are both going with Elden Ring, and you are both correct.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you are both wrong.
I thought there was gonna be like a swerve. It's like actually it's Stray. Like, what?
No, if only. Can you tell me what score it achieved? Closest one.
98?
Oh, just shout it out then.
Oh,
Nathan.
just gonna show it.
Oh, no. Oh, damn it.
Well, we take your first
Well,
answer.
Well, take that. Go on, Matt. Just you might as well just say yours.
Let's say 94.
Well, we're in a bit of a quandary here because it's
Mine's-
96.
96. Oh.
I'm just gonna say no points awarded. Okay. Now I want you to tell me the lowest Metacritic score game. Now, you may have already known this if you were listening carefully in the last podcast, because it was in that. If you can remember it.
I can't remember it.
Oh no, which one was it? I think it was that one.
Okay. Got an answer for me, Nathan? Sorry.
No, I'm skipping this one.
You're skipping.
Skip, come on, throw one
Oh,
guess in.
dear me.
All right, I'll put a guess in.
You never know.
Marvel Snap.
Really? Okay, this is just so Matthew has gone with Postal 4. Nathan has put Stray. I'm happy to
Could
say
be.
you're wrong there, Nath. But Matthew is right. It is indeed Postal
It was
4.
4. Okay.
Yes.
So
No,
I was like, was it 3 or 4?
Postal
'Cause I
4.
remember it.
No regrets.
Yeah.
What was the score?
Oh.
Nearest wins.
Do we type this or can we just?
Type it.
Oh.
Oh, Nathan's gone with 54. Matthew's gone for 30. Matthew, you've got it spot on. It's 30.
30? Blimey heck.
I should know this because I was the one
I
that
think
kept
you
the
read it,
list
didn't you?
out. So.
Yeah. Just
I
that
remember.
memory.
I remember the worst one. It was like pretty sure.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to new IPs and new releases that came out in 2022.
Ooh.
I'm going to name you 7 gaming companies, and I want you to tell me which one had the most new releases this past year. Okay, so the companies are Sony, Xbox inclusive of Bethesda, Nintendo, Electronic Arts, Take-Two, Ubisoft, and Activision Blizzard. Who had the most new releases this past year?
Right, so wait, let me to confirm the 7 again. That was Sony,
Xbox inclusive of Bethesda, Nintendo, EA, Take-Two, Ubisoft, and Activision Blizzard. Who had the most new releases this past year?
So just new releases, not new IPs, but
just new releases. New releases.
So released the most games, basically. I feel like this might be a surprising one.
I have an answer from Nathan. Come on, Matthew.
Oh, sorry, I corrected the word that I wanted to say.
Ooh, okay. So Nathan has gone with Nintendo, and Matthew has gone for Activision Blizzard. I tell you, it is Nintendo.
Way.
A point to Nathan. How many games did they release?
How many games did they
release? 9,000 games.
That was his first answer.
I'll give you a clue. It's double digits. Again, this is nearest one wins. So, okay, Nathan has gone with 17, and Matthew's gone for 24. The answer is 10. So Nathan, again, gets a point.
Yes.
Now we're going to move on to new IPs. Which of those 7 companies had the most new IPs? So that was Sony, Xbox, inclusive of Bethesda, Nintendo, EA, Take-Two, Ubisoft, and Activision Blizzard.
I've gone for mine. That's it. We should have a.
Oh, okay. So Nathan has gone with Xbox, and Matthew has gone with Ubisoft. The answer is Xbox.
Oh wow!
What?
The fight back. He's on a roll. You know what the next question is, don't you?
Well, how many?
How many did they release? Ooh, okay. You have both gone with 4. You are both correct.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
That was just a shot in dark.
I was glad I heard the answer to the other one because I wouldn't have known which way, but.
Okay, now we're going to go on to what had the most articles written about it online.
Which game?
Which game had the most articles written about it? You can probably guess what the question after this might be.
How many articles?
I'll go with that.
Okay, so you have both gone with Elden Ring. You are both indeed correct. It is Elden Ring, as you might expect. Now, to the nearest 1,000, wait to tell me how many articles of Elden Ring was there. And I'll give you an extra clue. It is a 5-digit number.
Wow.
I just hope my maths is good.
Does these articles include more than one sentence? So.
What? I don't know.
I was like, how can you write something? I feel like I might be lowballing Elden Ring here, but.
Okay. Well, Nathan has gone for 35,000 articles. Matthew has gone for 17,000. It is 63,642. That's another one for Nathan. Do you want to know do you want to know the top 15 most covered games?
Go on then.
Yeah, sure.
So number 15 was Destiny 2. Number 14 was PUBG. Number 13 was FIFA 23. Number 12 was Apex Legends. Number 11 was League of Legends. 10 was God of War Ragnarok. 9 was Overwatch 2. 8 was Horizon Forbidden West. 7 was Cyberpunk 2077. 6 was Minecraft. 5 was The Last of Us Part 2. 4 was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Number 3, Genshin Impact. And number 2, Fortnite. And number 1, Elden Ring. Okay, Next question. Who was the most covered company in articles in the year? Okay. Nathan has gone with Xbox or Microsoft. Matthew's gone with Activision. You are both wrong. It is Nintendo.
Ah,
Nintendo. Wow.
So,
Oh, no. Okay.
to the nearest 10,000, how many articles were there? And it is a 6-digit number. Nathan has gone with 250,000, and Matthew has gone for 320,000. The answer is 269,370.
blooming heck. Get in.
Nathan is closest.
I am doing damn bollock now.
Right, we're going to talk about game trailers. So, the top 10 most viewed video game trailers from the past year were all only in relation to 4 games. The 10 trailers. Name me those 4 games.
Does it have to be in any particular order or just
No,
the games?
no, just name the games. Okay, you will get a point for each one. So Matthew has gone with Elden Ring, Fortnite, Minecraft, and Modern Warfare 2. Nathan has gone for Modern Warfare 2, Pokemon Scarlet Violet, God of War, and Elden Ring. The answers are
Got it better.
Fortnite, League of Legends, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and Poppy Playtime.
What?
The fuck?
What even is that?
What?
I don't know.
Poppy Play? Oh, Poppy Playtime. That might be a survival horror game, I think.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Yeah. It was really popular this year, Poppy Playtime.
So Nathan only gets 1 point.
We could do-
Matthew gets 2 indeed.
Yeah. Surprised Elden Ring wasn't there.
Indeed. Okay. Which of those 4 games made number 1? Which had the most viewed trailer? Okay, you both go with Fortnite. You're both wrong.
Don't tell me it was Poppy's
Nope.
Playtime. No? League of Legends?
Correct. It was League of Legends. Got number 1. To the nearest million, how many views did it have?
Jesus.
Okay, I'm trying to read that number, Nathan. What is it?
120 million.
120 million. Right, okay.
Cool.
120 million. Okay.
You know what, maybe that's probably right.
And Matthew's gone with 58 million. The answer is 139.7 million. Another one for Nathan.
Nathan's just like the analytics guy. He lives for that.
All about the numbers.
Yeah,
Okay, now we're going to talk about the most games discussed on Twitter.
yeah,
So-
that place.
Yeah, avoid it at all costs. Which game had the most original tweets about it?
No, I'm gonna have to play it safe, I think.
Okay, so Nathan's gone with Fortnite. Matthew's gone with Elden Ring. It was Elden Ring. Of course it was.
Wow, I was expecting you to say Fortnite then.
No. How many tweets?
Oh, to the nearest.
It is a 5-digit number. Okay, Nathan's gone with 50,000. And Matthew's gone with 40,000.
It's gonna be above, isn't it?
Nathan, you are extremely close. It is 49,169.
Plumbing heck.
Nah, he went over that.
Okay, which game had the most retweets about it? And think of a bigger picture here. It might not have necessarily released last year, or maybe it did. I don't know.
I feel like you've just thrown in in there.
This is a very interesting answer too. Okay, so Matthew has gone with League of Legends, or Legends as he's put it. And Nathan's gone for Call of Duty Vanguard.
Ooh, that's not a bad shout, that.
I'm here to tell you it is a bad shout because it's
Oh.
Genshin Impact.
Oh, cool. I always forget about Genshin Impact.
How many retweets? And
It's going to be more, isn't it? It's 6 figures.
It's a 7-digit number.
No lifers.
Okay. Nathan has gone with 3 million. Matthew has gone for 6.5 million. The answer is 3.9 million.
Why do I bother
Again.
with these analytics rubbish?
Right. We've got just one question left.
Good, because I've got a feeling Nathan's somehow gone past me.
Which game had the most placements on retail stores online. So like their front pages, which game had the most placements. And I'll just tell you the numbers for this. It was 14,767. Okay. So Nathan has gone with Elden Ring. Matthew has gone for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The answer is FIFA 23.
I was like, I don't think it's Elden Ring because it came out too early, so I don't think it would have got too many placements to calculate throughout the year, but then there's FIFA.
And that brings a conclusion to the stats. Well, in fact, do you want to know the top 10?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, so number 10 was Saints Row. Number 9 was WWE 2K22. Number 8 was Dying Light 2. Number 7 was Callisto Protocol. Number 6 was The Quarry. Number 5 was Sonic Frontiers. Number 4 was NBA 2K23. Number 3 was F122. And number 2 was Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. And number 1,
wow, none of
FIFA
our picks
23.
in top. I really thought Pokemon would have been there.
Now we're in an interesting situation here. Because it looks like you both got 20.
Oh, no.
And I haven't thought of a tie break, so everyone's a winner.
Wait.
Except Mark.
Yes, I am the loser here.
There we go. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Yeah.
Sure, well, it's what we're currently playing then.
Yep.
Yeah, why not?
Matthew, do you want to kick us off?
Shall I kick us off? Okay then. So, not too much for myself this time round. Not really. Well, I'll not speak of what I've been currently playing over, sort of, I suppose, regularly over, because that's a bit boring. So I'll go on to 2 games that I have done. One that I've sort of come back to thanks to a certain announcement at Game Awards, and then one new one that I bought recently that I think everyone else has already completed to death by now. So the one that I returned back to, thanks to the announcement of a sequel at the Game Awards, was Hades. So, yeah, I think literally purely just the announcement was like, ooh, I think I need to get back into this now before the new one comes out and see how far I can get. So, I've done quite a few runs now. I think I've done 11 or 12 toll runs. My last one is the one I've actually gone the furthest on out of my playtimes, both on PS5 and Nintendo Switch. I'd finally beaten Elysium, the third area. That's quite a pain once you get to that one, if you have done, which I'm sure both of you have, maybe.
Give it over.
Think I've gone that far?
Hey, with your God mode. You might have done.
Don't help me that much.
Don't help me that much. So got through Elysium and got to, I think the next, essentially the final area is called Styx, I believe it is. There's some like Styx, something, one of those words. And you come across Cerberus, who starts essentially blocking your path thanks to Hades, because he doesn't want Zagreus to get any further. So you have to go in these other little mini dungeons to find something to feed Cerberus, because you don't actually end up fighting him. You find a way to feed him to sort of get past him, which is quite nice. You don't want to be with the dog.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't.
We don't promote animal cruelty on this.
Or is it 3
podcast.
dogs?
Well, it's 3 heads, 1 body, isn't it? So, so I found that, gave it to Cerberus. He moved out of the way. Thought, think you finished it. You got outside, but there, kind of standing in your path as like a final obstacle, is Hades himself, and he's a ball ache to fight against. I think this is like the 3rd time I've fought him throughout my entire playthrough on both consoles. And this is the furthest I've gone. I actually whittled him down to like a little bit of health, and he like kneels down. I was like, ooh, maybe I've done it this time. And he starts talking about, not wanting to give Zagreus what he wants and stuff. I'm like, yes, I think I've done it. And then Hades stands up and suddenly his health bar is back to full. And I'm like,
Oh,
why,
no.
why is there a second phase? And then he just immediately murdered me. I was like, because I wasn't ready for it. So I was
There's
like,
always
oh,
a second
right.
phase in there.
There's always a second and then probably a third.
Yeah.
So bit disappointed, but I'll get out eventually. I do really enjoy this game. I think gameplay wise, it's very addictive. It's one of those games where you just kind of I'll just have one more one. I'll have one more. Just see how far I can get. And then it's 3 a.m. You've got work, and it's like, oh god, should I have done that? But I really like how the story kind of opens up, kind of gradually, piece by piece. As you go through each run, you start, meeting new Olympic guards. All of them are helping you with their boons and stuff, and then you start finding, boons that will help particular weapon sets that you've got, or maybe, you start getting to a point where you unlock duo boons, 2 gods boons kind of combined to help you even more. And definitely unlocking the Death Defiance in the Mirror of Nyx is very helpful, having extra lives. I've essentially been saving up to try and get all those, basically, just so I can keep going further than I need to. So I think pretty much with every weapon that I've unlocked, I have gone up to at least Elysium, and it was only with the shield I managed to beat it, just by being a bit. I started playing a little bit more defensively. I just like throwing the shield at them and then just running away. Just essentially prodding them every so often, trying not to be too over aggressive and get my ass whooped. But no, really enjoying it. Gonna continue, hopefully getting somewhere to the point where I can actually at least beat Hades the one time. Because the game didn't end. I've heard the game didn't end after that. Like, you still got, like, if you want more,
Phase
if
3.
you want to unlock more endings and stuff, you got to do like multiple runs.
Oh,
So
no, I beat him. That's it. Game's over. For me.
that's it. Game's over. So yeah, that's Hades. The new game that I've played. Very thankful to Nathan about this one because he saw a deal, and
He's always in for a deal.
yeah, there's a deal for this game and a controller for 40 quid, and I said I'd throw him 20 for the game, and he said yes. So I was very grateful. Been playing Horizon Forbidden West. Finally.
Hey,
Nice.
Finally got around to it.
how are you
So
finding it?
probably about the same as Horizon Zero Dawn, gameplay wise at least. I feel like early on is quite similar.
Yeah.
There's not too much changes until you obviously start getting to certain points in the story where you unlock obviously some of the more important items that really.
Yeah. I do love the early throwaway comment about why you don't have the things you got from the first game. Did you hear that?
Yeah. what was it like?
Well, I just lost.
fighting...
I got into a fight on the travels and lost them.
Yeah,
something
just,
like
just
that.
lost them.
Yeah, just lost them.
Even though she's still got like her bow and stuff. Like.
Yeah.
All right.
Games.
Yeah, I suppose it's one way of explaining it. Could always go down the Metroid route where you just keep on getting like knocked out and suddenly all your gear's gone all the time. So yeah, really enjoying it. Like the gameplay wise is about the same, but like I don't think much really needs to be changed. Just a few things tuned and stuff here and there. Story wise, I think I've gone into the story sooner this time around because I remember with with Zero Dawn, I got to one point in the story and I don't think it not really grasped me as of yet. So like I'd put it away and then I didn't come back until like about a year or two later, and I was like, I need to play this. I need to finish this because I remember enjoying playing it. It was just a story that was a bit slow to get into, but once it picks up, it's like, okay, now I can see where this is going. Yeah. Whereas like with this one, I think already like I won't say immediately the story is like there, but it definitely comes sooner to the point of like I would say, and if no one has played this game, I might spoil it lightly, so I'm warning already. Well, I'll try not. I'll avoid it. You meet a certain group, we'll say, when you're trying to find a backup of Gaia. That's kind of how the story essentially starts. You're looking for a backup of Gaia.
Yeah.
And the first place you go to where you think you're very certain there is nothing, but then Silence comes along and goes, haha, it's over here actually. And then pieces it out again, as he does. Mr. Lance. I forgot his second name, but you know.
So have I.
Lance. Oh, come on. I watched the Resident Evil series he was in.
That's probably why I can't remember it.
Yeah, well, it was the most memorable part of it anyway, so.
Still need to watch that.
No, you don't.
I do for the lols.
For the lols. So he pieces out, you find this backup of Guy, and like, yes, this is where we're going. And then you get ambushed by a group. And I won't say, I'll leave it there, I'll not spoil too much, but there's certain aspect of this group that's like, this is quite interesting. Where's this going?
I think that's the bit that interested me as well, because I think maybe like you, when I started Zero Dawn, I got to Meridian, and then I kind of fell off a bit around that point and decided to do side quests. But in Forbidden West, that bit really like captivated me. Like, what's happened with this group? How did they get to where they are, and what's going on with them? And it kind of pushed me on.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, the point that Zero Dawn started suddenly clicking, I think it was before you got to Meridian? There was the huge tower thing you climb, and you start learning about, I suppose, the history and the backlog of the world that's been created. In fact, I think that's where I was like, ooh, this is clicking now. Whereas I think here's the point where I'm like, ooh, this could be interesting, like what implications this group's got for the game and what it means and stuff. So no, I'm really enjoying my time. I think I'm about maybe 8 to 10 hours. Horizon has become one of those games where I've been hooked on doing the side missions first before doing any main missions.
I'd say I do think the side quests are better than the first one. I think they're more involved in this one.
Yeah, you do feel like you're actually making like some sort of difference in where you've been going, because you've got I think in this one there's more little settlements where you can sort of go in, and then you've got a couple of quests, and maybe you resolve a conflict, or some people that you used to know from the first game have like popped up, and they're looking for someone that's got missing or something. No, I'm really enjoying that one. I do think they've really improved in that aspect. The skill trees were really more involved as well. There's a lot more to the skill tree. I don't think I've used many of the new like valors or even like the new kind of moves that you can learn. I've really not delved too deep into that.
I don't recall actually ever using one of those valors at all at any point.
Yeah, I remember I used one early on, which I think was the stealth one that you can get, where you can essentially go invisible for a set amount of time. So I used that to go into this like cultist camp and eliminate the leader immediately, just so I could avoid fighting everyone else.
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't got time for this rubbish.
I think I just got where it's saying I got into a battle. It was just like mash, jump.
Yeah,
roll,
it's kind of like
hit.
roll.
And I never thought about
shoot weak point, roll more, shoot weak point. Yeah, I do think they're a little bit more generous on the resources as well. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's definitely a lot more around, but I do like the underwater aspect to it as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I do think being underwater is represented quite well in this game, and just the weight and feel, like when you've got like the waves battling against you and you have to like boost through it. That's quite interesting. I'm gonna assume there is at some point I'll get like a a breathing apparatus.
I can neither confirm or deny that.
I'm gonna assume that because I feel like I remember that in the trailers. So, and there's certain aspects in the lake that you get to quite early on where you can see there's this like beacon signal that's underwater. I tried going through it once. I'm like, I am quickly running out of oxygen. I don't think I could do this just yet. So, no, I'm really enjoying my time. I did my first cauldron as well, which I thought was actually a little bit more challenging than I remember, because So this one, it was, I think it was the rhinoceros version. I don't know what they're called. I've already forgotten. And initially I thought I was just fighting one, and I thought I was difficult enough. And the second one came along, and I was like, what the F are you doing here? I don't need this stress. Bad enough I'm trying to fight one of you, and I'm running out of health way too quickly on this. Didn't die, though. Managed to not die when I did my fight against him. So, no, enjoying my time. I think when I next go on, I think I'm going to start focusing a little bit more on the main story a little bit, try and progress that a little bit more, because I'm too much into my mind of I want to do every little side thing first before I do anything major wise, and then I'll get stuck, and I'm like, I want to upgrade everything, but I can't find these damn rabbits. I need their hides to upgrade this pouch, and I can't find them until sometime later on, I imagine, in the game. So I've got to start advancing it before getting frustrated. But no, I'm enjoying my time, and hopefully to play more soon. So, Nathan, what have you been playing?
Yeah, so at the back end of the last pod, I've started playing God of War Ragnarok because Mark had waxed lyrical about it, and I decided to buy it. Mm-hmm. And I actually ended up completing it in the last week, so done the main stuff on there. Right. Honestly, absolutely fantastic experience. It's such a roller coaster. I don't want to get into any spoilers or anything, but just everything about it was great. The combat was fantastic. Just ripping the arms off of Asgardians is amazing. Loved it.
Harsh,
Chef's kiss. Okay. Ripping them limb from limb. Great.
Harsh but satisfying.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it got the
blood like pumping. No?
But yeah, I mean, all the characters were absolutely fantastic. For me, my favourite character was probably, well, apart from Atreus and Kratos, probably Odin, because I just loved how he manipulated people.
Of course.
Because he'd kind of make you feel like it was okay, but he'd give like backhanded compliments sometimes, and kind of make sure that you were steered in the direction he wanted you to go. And he was a bit of a trickster. So I did enjoy him, and all the voice actors and everything were absolutely superb. And you got to visit all the realms in this one as well, so not just a few of them like we got to visit. And we actually got to go back to some realms that we went to, but it wasn't like the same going through the same levels you got because of the way Fimbulwinter set in and things change. It was like going somewhere new because it affected different realms in different ways. But yeah, it was fantastic. Even the side quests and everything. They got to a point near the beginning of the game. You can turn left if you want to do the main stuff, or you can turn right to do side quests. I'm like, right, let's go and do some side quests, get some loot. Oh, that's one thing as well. Just loot everywhere. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Love smashing into them chests and finding ways to get to them as well, because that was great. But honestly, I don't want to say too much more on it. It was absolutely amazing. I teared up at least 5 times while I was playing it. But yeah,
wow,
real men cry.
Yep,
so
indeed.
But yeah, honestly, it's everything that 2018 was and so much more in what it gives. And yeah, honestly, if you've got a PS5 or a PS4, 100% you've got to get it. You've got to buy it. You've got to play it. I think all in it took me about 24 hours to complete, and that's including doing a few side missions here and there. And I even managed to kill one berserker, even though it took me a revive to do. Did one.
Hey, you managed it.
Yeah. But now post game, I can.
First of many.
Yeah, that's it. But now post game, I can go around, revisit the realms, do some side missions, hopefully beat the berserkers, and get all my armor leveled up. That was one thing as well. I found there was a lot more choice in terms of like leveling up your weapons and your armor that you could get in this one. So that was good. So you could really make Kratos and Atreus and some other characters your own a bit more.
What I liked is the fact, the enchantment things.
Yeah.
I like how that was just a lot more simpler in this one. It was just right. You've got a thing where you can have up to 10. Just choose your enchantments. It's not like, you can fit 3 on your top. You can fit 3 on your trousers. You
Yeah.
can fit 1 on your hat or whatever it was. I can't remember. You had silly things like that in the first
Kratos
one.
walking
Yeah,
around with
that's
fedora.
It just got very complicated. Now it's just like just pick Ted.
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, apart from Odin and Kratos and Atreus, Mimir absolutely on point.
Hey.
The severed head, the Scottish severed head.
Always good for a laugh.
That's absolutely hilarious. I just love listening to his stories as well because they're quite heartfelt.
Yeah. Why like it's just the back and forth between him and Kratos now.
Yeah.
He's so good. Don't want to say anything because I want everyone to experience it, but they feel like a bit more like bros in this one.
Yeah, that's it. And there's one point that I caught, and Kratos even said it back to Mimir, called him brother, which were nice.
Yeah.
Because Kratos is not really a sentimental guy, but it's nice when he does show that more sensitive side.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, absolutely wonderful. But after I finished that game, I needed to find a game to relax me because it was
all the emotions.
Oh, well, that's it. Just all the emotions, the roller coaster it took you on. I needed something to relax and play. Now, I bought this game a few weeks ago, and I thought it's probably the perfect one for me to sit down because it's a bit of a change of pace, a bit different. So I played a game called Lake. And
that's the one I've been interested in. That's the Post woman.
Yeah, that's it. So it's a game that's set in 1986, and you play as an IT professional named Meredith Weiss, and she goes back to her hometown in Providence Oaks to basically take over doing the postal route for her dad while her dad's gone on holiday to Florida with her mum. So your job, you take over the postal worker thing.
Postal duties.
You take over the postal duties, yeah.
You're covering for all the strikes recently. That's sweet.
Yeah, that's it. So at the start, you have a bit of a tutorial, and they show you how to deliver letters and then how to deliver parcels because they fill your van up with parcels, and you've got to select the right parcel for the address that you're at. And there's a map that you can open as well. One thing that is nice is that with the game, you get a map as well. So I found myself reading the physical map, to see where I am. So early on, I proper bought into the experience, and I'm like, right, charting where I need to go. I mean, the map's not massive. There's a lake in the middle, as per the name, and then there's a few towns and outskirts areas that go off that. You have to drive around in your van to these places, but beyond delivering the letters, you get to know about these people and their lives. So, for example, there's this cat lady that you meet, and you can interact with them. So it's a bit. It's got RPG elements, so you can choose how you speak to people and how you reply. And I found myself on my first week of the job babysitting cats on a Wednesday for my evening. So
as you do.
Very nice.
Yeah. But just a bit about the other things you can do. You can actually start flirting with people, and you can choose to fall in love if you want. I'd say love, like how much love can you have in 2 weeks? But anyway, what I did, I was spinning plates, so I had a couple of people on go. Yep. So I had a lady and a man. So I was helping this lady with a video rental shop, and she had this initiative that said, right, if I give you these portable video tape things, basically it was a briefcase with a video player in, and basically you could pick a video to give to people like Jaws or Karate Kid or something, depending on their personality, if you think they like it or not. And basically it was an initiative to try and save the video shop because it was going downhill, even in 1986. So along with doing my normal rounds, I was delivering these tape boxes to people as well for my friend, and I got a phone call from a supervisor about not using company assets to do external things, so I got a bit in trouble. But I lied to my supervisor and I got out of it, so it's fine. But there was also another one where another postal worker, you're kind of the person that trains you up essentially. They're doing something dodgy in terms of betting and delivering unmarked letters for betting tips and stuff. So you get sat down in an interrogation room and I sung like a canary. I dobbed him in, and he got suspended. No honour. But yeah, there's tons of stuff like that. It takes you over a 2-week period, so you do 6 days a week, and you get your Sundays off, which is nice. And in the evening, if you've like spoken to somebody in the day and they've said, "Oh, come round for tea or something," you'll go round to their house and have conversations. Or if your boss rings you up from the work that you're on holiday from, you can choose whether to do the work or not. So there's kind of a load of different people you can interact with as you do your day to day. But it was just nice, like driving around, delivering post, and eventually it does get a little bit samey. And on that, there is a couple of things you can do. So there are fast travel points you can go to, so you don't have to drive all the way to a place if it's at the other side of the map. And you can also plot a course and set it to auto drive. So if you don't really fancy driving, you can just set it to auto drive. But the auto drive is hilarious because it just bangs into things. It's even a worse driver than I am. So, but yeah, played that. I actually platinumed it as well. I had such a wonderful time at Providence Oaks. I platinumed it. It's not a difficult platinum. One thing I will say is before you get the platinum, there's 11 other trophies you can get, and they're all hidden. So I try my best to kind of go to the extent of talking to everybody and doing everything I could for him to try and get all the trophies. So that's one thing I will say is that if something's leading you in a direction, try and go down that path, and then it'll give you the best chance of getting all the trophies. There are multiple different endings depending on what you decide to do. So that is good in that way as well. But so you can do all the different endings before the final act. It will reset you there if you go back into the game after finishing. So you don't have to go through the game all over again to do all the different endings. So, but no, I really enjoyed it. And it was great. I think I only paid out a tenner for it as well on PS5. So really happy with it. Yeah. And then after that, I ended up playing a bit of Pokemon Scarlet. So Lisa ended up getting me a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for Christmas. So it's so that she could play one and I could play the other. So we sat with each other and played a bit. I've not got too far into it yet. So I've chosen my starter. I'll go with Quaxley. Seems to be the star that nobody likes, but I don't really care. And I've caught every Pokemon that I can. So I've gone through like the battle tutorial. Yeah. I've started to go towards this lighthouse. I've caught a few Pokemon. I managed to help this legendary it was basically washed up on a beach, and I gave it a sandwich to get it back to health like you do. Yep. And then it goes into a cave, and then you follow it through the cave, and then you get ambushed by a Houndoom, and it's level 40, but your Pokemon are like level 6 or 7, so it absolutely kicks the crap out of you. So the legendary steps in and helps you, and then eventually you get out of the cave with its help, and the legendary gets tired because the sandwich cannot sustain it, and you make your way to this lighthouse, speak to this guy, which I think is maybe a bit of an antagonist, and for some reason he just gives you the legendary. Like, yep, thanks for that, mate. And at that point, I saved the game and I've come off it. I've not gone back to it since, because at that stage I decided to stop playing Lake. So, and then that's what I've been doing. But I've started playing one more game called The Quarry, which is pretty scary. And I played about half an hour of it, got scared, and came off. And I'm going to wait until me and Lisa can co-op it so that she can protect me. So, but yes, that's what I've been playing. An amazing game, a platinum, and some Pokemon. So I think it's been a pretty good 2 weeks.
And a scary game.
And a scary game. But yeah, we'll get more onto that next time. Anyway, what have you been playing, Mark?
Well, because it's just been Christmas, of course, we have the Christmas tradition, that is, of course, snow in GTA Online.
Nice.
So, of course, I had to go on that and prat about, throwing snowballs at my brother, as is tradition. I realised this when I won it, is that this was the 10th Christmas in GTA Online.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right.
A decade.
10 years of GTA Online.
Yeah. Quite insane. But But I stumbled across a new collectible that was part of this update, and it's where you knock over snowmen. There was 25 snowmen around the map. I just randomly came across one of them, and it was doing like jingle bells and all that. So I just threw
I'll
three.
teach him a thing or two.
Yeah, threw 3 snowballs at his head, destroyed it, and then I just found a map for all the rest of them. And then when you do all of them, you just earn some weird snowman outfit that looks like something a predator would wear. Well, anyway. Yeah, it's weird. You get chased by a thing called the Gooch.
That sounds terrifying.
Yep. But it's actually it's GTA Online's version of the Grinch.
Ah.
So there's a thing that chases you and then steals your money, and then you have to go and chase it.
So is it like when you call like a mugger on something?
Yeah, sort of like that. So I think one came after my brother, and he managed to shoot it. I didn't even see it, but he took him out anyway. But I went into ammunition, and there was 2 like new guns that I'd never come across before. I thought like all the guns had been released. Like I didn't think there was anything new still left to get in that game.
Oh.
In terms of weaponry. So they had a precision rifle, which is under the sniper rifle category. And basically it's just like a one-shot thing, but it's not got a scope on it. I quite like it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then you got the service carbine, which is just like a carbine rifle kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's pretty good. But yeah, that's all I've really done in GTA Online. It's just tradition to go mess around in the snow and look at the pretty lights on the trees. Now, I bought a present for my brother as well, and I bought this for myself as well. And that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
I've been looking at that recently.
So a bit of old school. So we went to the National Video Game Museum, didn't we? And we played the arcade game there, and we completed it.
Yep.
A lifelong ambition for me personally, and maybe for you, I don't know. But it's something my brother's never been able to do yet, because he's not had that opportunity. So, but that game is on the Cowabunga collection. So we went through that, completed it, and he achieved his lifelong ambition. I've completed that particular game. Hall of Fame game, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, top notch. It just brings back good memories, that game.
Mm-hmm.
Just remembers all the happy times when we were younger. But I only played one of the. I think there's like 13 games on it or something. I can't quite remember.
Something like that. It's a great collection.
Yeah. But I played another one which is just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I think it was the NES game.
Oh yeah. So
this was a bit. I don't know. I've never played this before, but it's like you start off with like a top-down bit, and there's a series of manholes, and then if you try and run around, you get run over by some tractors, is the only way I can describe it. I don't know what they are because pixels. So basically you have to go through the sewers and avoid those things instead. And then when you go into the sewers, it becomes like a side-scrolling thing. So you have these weird creatures attacking you, and then that's about it really. And then you pop up out a manhole, avoid a few more tractors, and then down some other manholes. I'm not very good at it. I was garbage at it. I got through like 4 manholes, and then I just died. In fact, on my very first go, I was adamant, because I think the idea is that you're supposed to go down a manhole, go through that level, and then pop out another manhole, which is past the tractor. But on my first game, I was like, I'm going to get around this tractor. I'm not going to go down the manhole. I'm just going to go run around the tractor. And then all 4 turtles just got run over by it. Because when you die, well, it says you get caught. You don't die as a turtle. You get caught. You get to play as another one. And I just went, dosh, caught, dosh, caught, dosh, caught, dosh, caught. That was that. That was my time with the Cowabunga collection. I'm going to play a few of the other games. They look quite interesting. I never really played any of the Turtles in Time. I know it's very popular, but I never really. I don't remember playing that much. But there is one good thing on it. There's some really nice thing on it. And there's a thing called the Turtles Lair on it. And basically it's like a behind the scenes thing about all the games. So it's got like all the box arts scanned and all the manuals and cheat sheets and advertisements and things like that. And you can listen to the music from each of the games as well. and like posters and things like that. And it's just like a collection of behind the scenes stuff. That's a really cool thing that they've added there. So
That
if you just want
sounds
to know,
nice,
just want to know more about the making of them or anything like that,
Mhm.
or you just like the stuff, just go look at them. It's really cool.
Nice. What platform did you get it on, Mark?
I got it on PS5.
PS5. Okay.
Mm.
I'm just looking at it now because I think it'd be good for us to play. Maybe
Yeah,
£20.99 on Amazon. Might get it.
it's not expensive at all. It's just a nice hit of nostalgia.
Mm.
Okay, so with it being just as Christmas, the time for giving, so I've given myself a present.
Oh.
So I've decided to buy myself a Nintendo Switch.
No.
Oh my goodness. No.
Yes.
He's already completed Pokemon Scarlet.
I've not nicked it. It is mine.
I've
I have
just
bought
stolen
it.
it from a child.
I can't believe it.
I'm
Yes,
shocked.
I thought. Yes. I don't know. I don't know. Something just came over me. I just went, let's get one. It's Christmas. Hey.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
What have
It's
you
arrived
got
on.
for it?
It's arrived on
Which one
Christmas
did you
Eve. It's the OLED. I just thought if I'm going to get one, I might as well just get the OLED.
Fair enough.
There's no point being half-arsed about it, is there? Go all in. Why not? But
That's it.
I bought bought 2 games with it. It arrived on Christmas Eve, so that was very good. First game I bought and I played is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh,
Hey.
wonderful.
Now, I've never really played many kart racing games, to be honest.
Mm.
From memory. I've played dabbled every now and again, but I've never really got into one. So I started with the easy difficulty, which is the 50cc. Yes. So I jumped into the 50cc's and I've participated in the first 4 Grand Prix in that. So we had the Mushroom Cup, the Flower Cup, the Star Cup, and the Special Cup.
Ooh.
I don't know what's so special about the Special Cup. They'll just...
You're there,
Well,
Mark. That's what's so special about
yes.
Yes, there we go.
But I did notice that the Star Cup had a racetrack called the Dolphin Shoals. So we're rocking the brand there.
it. Nice.
Yep.
But I've won every race,
Ooh.
and that makes me feel good about myself. And I like it when games make me feel good about myself. So, I don't know, this seems like a lot of Grand Prix in this game. I think there's like, is it like 20 per CC difficulty? Something like that? And there's 4 races per Grand Prix in there.
Yeah,
But it's the same
each-
levels, isn't it, of each one, but it's just difficulty.
Yeah,
I think.
so 50 is like the easiest one. Then you
Yes.
go to 100, 150, then I think 200. If I
maybe, perhaps.
right, maybe.
I've not got anywhere near that yet.
No.
But I've not done any of the stuff. That's all. All I've done so far is play on the Grand Prix bit. Because is there battles? I don't know what battle is.
Yes, I think there's about one. So that's there's different modes to that, but it's essentially using the block items to essentially knock points off each other and stuff.
I'd say some of the power ups really annoying when I'm leading the race, and then
Getting
like
blue shelled.
the last
You'll
the last
find
lap
when
is
you're
just like pew 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 pew.
you'll find when you're leading the race, you only get 3 items. You've got a coin, a banana, or the
Shell. I did come across the shell thing.
what is it? The boom thing. Is it a clock? It gives you like
Oh,
an
yeah.
area of effects.
Oh yeah.
I very rarely came across that one.
Ah,
The coins. I had to read up what the coins meant. I didn't know what they meant. To
Yeah,
do
because
with.
they speed you
Yeah, the
up.
more coins, the
Yeah.
quicker
I
you
mean,
go.
yeah. But you can only achieve
That's-
up to 10, can't you?
Yes, 10's
Yeah.
maximum.
Yes.
Yeah. That's one thing that I don't really like about Mario Kart, the rubber banding it does. Like, you're in front, but you've got less chance of getting something good, more chance of someone second or third getting something good to get ahead of you. So
Yeah. It's like I was always leading the race, and then suddenly I just get exploded, coins go flying everywhere, and then I get that squid ink thing that splatters on your screen and all that, just to be annoying, and then bloody Yoshi speeds his way past or whatever.
This is Yoshi.
I don't know. It might be.
What character do you race as?
I play as my own me.
Oh, okay.
Me.
Plays me.
Yeah, I play as me. But yeah, I'll just play a bit more of that. So we'll see how that goes.
Have you found yourself playing it docked or undocked most?
About 50-50 actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I think I might play slightly more docked, more TV. But I did quite like playing it handheld. It was pretty good.
Mm.
But yeah, but I like it how it's pretty smooth in either way. So I was a bit worried it might be a bit leggy, but no, good.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely the first party Nintendo stuff. You're going to get 60 FPS.
Yeah,
It's going to look good and run well. So
yeah, it looks better than I was expecting. To be honest, I do like the look of it.
Nice.
Okay, but I'm going to get one other game, and that was, of course, Nintendo Switch Sports.
nice.
Oh, yes.
A classic, because I had Wii Sports, as I'm sure we all did, and I loved Wii Sports. I thought it was great. Really a big fan of this. Gets me a bit active. I tried every single game on it. Some I'm better at than others. I have to say, I did quite like the football more than I thought. I thought
It is a little addictive once you get to it.
I thought, well, football, and you're going to be having these handheld things. How's this going to work? But no, actually, I quite liked it. It just felt like a sort of half-baked Rocket League. Kind of.
Yeah.
But it's fun nonetheless. It's just the players run very slowly. I know there's a boost. It's not a great boost. And your player does get knackered out quite easily. But I was intrigued by the fact that it comes with a strap thing. Now I've not tried that. Yeah,
The leg strap.
I've not actually tried that because I was just playing through all the games. I couldn't be bothered to do that at that point. But I think you can only do a penalty shoot that. Well, actually, no, sorry. You can use that in any game mode, but in the penalty shootout, you can only use the leg thing, can't you? I think that's the way it works.
Yeah.
Volleyball, I just thought was a bit easy. I didn't think there was any challenge to that. Just like throw it up, throw it down. Oh, and in the tennis, I couldn't work out how to control the front person.
Oh, they
you
control together.
You control them both at the same time.
Oh, it didn't seem like that when they were doing it. Unless I was just focusing on the back person. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like
if that's the case,
just like Wii Sports, where if you flick one, it just both does the same thing. So
I didn't really notice then. I was just too busy just staring at the back person. Badminton, quite liked.
I think that's one of your favourites, isn't it, Matt? Badminton.
I love badminton.
Yeah. Don't see badminton in games very much. Yeah.
I think they've done this quite well, actually.
Hmm.
How they've implemented it.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I don't think that was very difficult either, though. Although I guess you've got to time it right, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of time in it. It's strangely it is quite deep in sort of your shot selections. Do you hit? Do you hit to the back court? When do you smash it? When do you drop shot it?
Yeah.
It's especially it's the one that I've played the most, and like as I've kind of gone up the ranks, I've started to figure out there's people that know what they're doing, should we say, in terms of when to the shot and how stuff. But no, I've had loads of fun with badminton.
And then Chambala, of course. Stabby.
I like
it's
that
probably
one.
the one that I've played the least.
It's good fun. It's just gladiators. I just like it.
Yeah, I just love dominating the person, smacking them into pull.
Yeah, just like strike down on their head.
Yeah.
Constantly. But I like the the whole parrying and
the blocking and stuff.
Yeah, make sure you're blocking and things like that.
It just makes you think if they ported Ghost of Tsushima onto the Switch, that could work quite well.
Ooh, that's an idea.
On about 10 frames, yeah.
Yeah, good point. Bowling confused me. Right.
Oh, the Battle Royale bowling.
Now, we've all been bowling. When you throw the ball, you release the ball. In this, you press R. Is it RZ? Is that the control? Is that
like the back.
RZ? Yes.
Yeah.
I think you hold that.
The right. Yes.
Then...
Yes, you hold that, and then you throw it forward, and naturally, if you're bowling, you would let go. Yeah. But no, if you do that, it just goes by your feet. It's like,
you must be doing it wrong, Mark.
No.
I can't remember actually.
No, you have to throw it forward and you just need to keep holding it. That's it.
Okay.
Which makes no sense to me. Why would you do that? Why would you hold on to the ball? That's just silly. What?
I mean, that's what I do in
release.
real life. So.
Because I remember on Wii Sports you did that. You released it.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's natural.
I just thought actually, I think they do it so that you don't accidentally, if you release, you might feel the need to let
Release
go
the
of the
controller
as well. That's probably where all the accidents came with the Wii originally. You let go.
I just say.
Well, I did smash my ex-girlfriend's fireplace.
You do have to Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That story.
You do need to wear the strap, yeah.
I'd say those strap things are really cool. I do like them. I have to say, as a concept of just thinking about the console itself. I mean, I know this is all news to everyone else, and to you, and to everyone else on the planet who's on the Switch for 5 years or whatever it is. It's something quite satisfying about that click, about everything fitting into place.
Good when they
click in.
Yeah, like you put the Joy-Con there, and you get that little pad thing that you slot them in.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool as well. Yeah, I enjoy my time with it. Oh, and they've also got golf on it as well now, haven't they?
Yeah, they added that.
I've tried golf.
Mm.
It's been a while since I've been on it.
Pretty good, but it's when it comes to like golf games, like physical golf games. It's like I had one of the like PGA or something on Wii as well.
Mm.
It's just like you get after like 3 holes, it's just like I'm too knackered to carry on now. So I have to just keep it like
that's why I'm like on the badminton, because I get way too into it.
Yeah. But I think it's a lot more. It does feel better to use, a lot more responsive than the Wii was. I do really like the Joy-Cons. I think they're pretty cool things. And yeah,
he's converting.
Well, first party games, I'm not. We'll see about that. But I think it might be a good device for like the indie things, which I'm looking forward to playing.
Yeah, definitely.
You
can play them on Go, can't you? So.
Because then you don't have to rely on graphical power and that kind
of
thing.
One you might like. There's one called. Is it Golf Story?
Golf Story?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might like that. It's like a little indie game. It's almost like they put like a story, like a proper like serious story mode into a golf game.
A serious story mode.
I've had good things
intriguing.
about it.
But yeah, I weren't very good at the golf though, to be honest.
Right.
You have to be careful about slicing it, don't you? And then it makes that wah wah noise. You get it completely wrong. So you have to keep it steady. And all that. It just hurts when you do it too many times, I think. Maybe it's just me getting old, but I don't know. You just start aching. It's just like I just need to sit down.
Have you tried?
I think it hurts my neck actually because you're standing sideways to the TV. I need to look to see where you're going.
You're doing that
maybe,
all the time.
I'm like, yeah, so you're like that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I should just look forward. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But no, good fun. I'm hoping they're going to release some more sports on it. I'd like to see a baseball on it. I'd like to see a batting thing.
Ooh, baseball could be interesting.
With it being Japanese, I'm surprised it's not already on there.
I'm surprised they've not done stuff like table tennis. Table tennis.
Table tennis was good. Good. I do like table tennis. I had a game for, was it 3? No, it was on PS3. Use it Move controller. I had a table tennis game on that. I can't remember the name of it, but I loved playing that. So getting that on this would be ace. I really like table tennis. But that is knackering as well.
Well, if you've ever done badminton like me, then you'll know.
But no, so far, I'm enjoying the games I've played. Been good. And as a console, pretty nifty so far.
Oh, I'm glad you're liking it.
I did a look at all the deals in the store.
Yeah.
To see what might be available. Try to refrain.
Nintendo's pretty bad when it comes to deals. That is one thing that I think lets them down.
Well, definitely first party, I'd say. But in terms of general deals, they are a lot better, I think, than Xbox and PlayStation in terms of the discounts that you get for the digital stuff anyway.
Yeah, some of the...
Ooh, I don't know. I think PlayStation do pretty well for discounts on digital.
There's doing some decent deals on the indie games I found, but yeah.
First
party was like, no deal. You are going to pay full whack
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
are going to
will
enjoy it.
struggle to find Breath of the Wild any less than
It's
like
any less than 60 quid.
45 or something.
I think it was 60
Like,
quid.
it's
or
really, it's not come down at all. Nintendo are pretty bad with first person.
I think when it comes to
First party, I even have said it.
God, I was just about to say again as well. First party, I think they're the ones that I definitely probably have to get physical. You should
Yeah,
probably get better
'cause
deals
they're-
on them.
Yeah, and they retain the value, so you can sell them on if you want to.
Fun little cartridges as well. That you put
Have
in.
you licked one? Have you licked one yet?
I was about to say, do not like
They
them.
said they all taste like grape.
They
Grape.
do not taste like grape. He's lying his balls off.
No, I haven't tasted one. I don't want to taste one. Why would I want to lick one of my own games? I want it to work. I want to damage it.
You want it inside of you.
Okay. And on that bombshell.
But it does feel a bit weird when you've got like a case like that size, and then you've got the tiniest little thing
Yeah.
there. No
Yeah.
manual or anything. Just this tiny little card. But yeah. Modern gaming. Well, at least it's not digital, I guess. At least you get something. But no, there's my endeavours so far with the Nintendo Switch OLED edition. Oh, but I was looking for more Joy-Cons. I was really wanting a pair of orange and purple ones, that's all. But everywhere, everywhere I've looked, it's sold out. I was like, give me
I do
the...
have. Mine is purple
Ooh.
and yellow.
Ooh, it's pretty cool.
So.
But purple and orange, they're the ones I really want. I'm going to presume you can pair more than one pair of Joy-Cons to the thing.
Yes.
Yes.
So technically, could I keep, say, these two on this, and then put two separate ones in the controller thingy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they'd both work?
Yeah.
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 So that was my plan,
You
really.
can have up to 4 players on a Switch.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever get around to playing with one tiny one. I don't know if that's I don't have that many friends anyway. So
If you find any deals, you can get obviously like the Pro controllers.
is that official?
Yeah,
It
this
is,
is
yeah.
this is official. This is the original Pro controller. They've got like different design stuff now, but they're essentially like the layout is of quite similar to an Xbox layout. So
I do quite like actually using that with the Joy-Cons in it. I just think it feels quite nice. But one thing I am going to say is terrible about it: having the A button as confirmed.
Yeah, that did
That
put me about.
takes
'Cause it's
a
on the
lot
right
to
hand
get
side,
used to.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I know back in the day of the original PlayStation, that was circle was confirm and all that,
Okay.
and I know
Metal
back in
Gear
the day,
Solid.
yeah, I remember that. Don't you worry. But then it all changed, and we got used to pressing the bottom one as confirmed. But no, we're back to the right. So me switching between my Switch and going back on PlayStation has led to me doing completely wrong things constantly, like going back and not confirming and all that. It's just that'll take some getting used to. Would you recommend getting like thumbstick things on top, grips? Or do you think it'd be fine as is?
I've got some, but it was more to try and combat drift.
Right.
yeah, I've never really had them, so I've not really, I don't think I've had a game that I've played extensively to sort of warrant them, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
I don't
I don't know, if you want to be a pro at Splatoon 3, then I suppose
Maybe I do. Maybe I do.
maybe you want to go for it.
But no, there we go. That is me and the Switch so far. We'll see what the future holds. So, shall we bring back an old favourite?
Oh,
Something-
what's that then?
We've not done it in a long time. It's the return of Top of the Pod.
Top of the pod.
Nice jingle there from Nathan. So, of course, we've gone with the best game of 2022. Or should we say our favourite game of 2022? Should we go that way?
Yes, we will
And it
preface
also
this
We'll
that
go that
this
way.
is,
The best.
Yeah, we'll just say it's our...
the best
our-
game that we've
our-
played this year.
Yes, we must stress these are only inclusive of games that we have actually played. Because how do you defend a game that you haven't played? We wouldn't have anything to say about it.
Sorry, trying to think of a game now. Sorry, those games.
Right, okay, so we've got 8 games that we've chosen. And in usual tradition, they will be randomly selected to compete against each other, a series of quarterfinals, and then it will go to a semi-final, and then, of course, a final. and then we'll have the decision to make as to what is our favourite game of last year. So shall we do the spin?
Do the spin.
Ooh.
On them.
Okay, the first game is whatever that is. God of War Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Ooh, starting
Starting off
strong.
strong.
Strong start. And that will be competing against. Ooh, Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh,
That's
goodness.
a very hard one.
Oh, okay. Now, I think it's safe to say, I think we all love both of these. I mean, okay, Matt's not played God of War yet, but he'll love it. I'm just going to say he'll love it.
More than likely.
It's very few times that I actually buy AAA games on release. But both these games are the things that I did. I bought them both on release and completed them pretty much straight after they released in the following weeks. Should we start with Horizon? Because that came out early.
Yeah, let's start with Horizon. Yeah.
Now, you've recently played this as well, Matthew.
I have, yes.
Don't know what to say.
I'm just trying to think where to start with it.
Yeah, where do you start?
I mean, let's just start. Visually, it's a stunning game, and it continues fantastically from the original, and it builds on that as well. And the story side of it, for me, I think the story is better than in the first one. I mean, the first one had to lay the bedrock, but this one, just in terms of what you find out and who you meet and the way that it evolves, for me, I preferred it to Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I like how you do meet more characters, and the world feels a bit more alive, I think. And as I mentioned earlier, I think the side missions are a lot more interesting than the first game. As we said, it makes you feel like you are making more of a change. Aloy seems to have come on leaps and bounds. You know, she's more confident, and she's learning more about herself and the world. Variety of enemies. You know, the whole design of the. I want to say creatures, but they're not creatures, are they? Robots. Machines. Yeah, machines. Yeah. That's the word I'm looking for. They're all wonderful, aren't they? They are beautiful looking things, though, aren't they? The machines in it.
It's almost a shame to kill them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is, yeah.
But it is great blowing pieces off them as well. So
it's quite satisfying to just knock an armor piece off.
Yeah, it's just like when you're doing a battle just correctly, and you're getting the piece off that you need or things like that. That is satisfying.
I think another good thing about it is that the new ways that you can traverse the environment as well, because there's a lot more climbing involved. Obviously, there's the
climbing. I think is a bit better in this one, isn't it? I think it was a bit difficult to see where to climb in the first game, whereas I think this is a bit better because you use I don't know what the pulse thing was called.
There's yellow holds.
Yeah, so that would show you, that would highlight it a bit more.
Interestingly enough, on that talking point, actually, I thought the first one actually did a better job of signposting what was climbable.
Did you think so?
Comparing this one, yeah, I do think if you didn't use your focus, I feel like, and this is kind of a trope used in most kind of climbing stuff, where it's like they kind of highlight stuff that's climbable in this like kind of whitish paint.
It's like chalk or something, yeah.
Yeah, like a chalk thing. So you're like, oh yeah, I can climb that. I'll do this and this. But like in this one, in Forbidden West, there's more freedom of climbing. I feel like there's more climbable areas, but it's not as easily signposted. It's kind of like, unless you use your focus and you start seeing the X's and the lines and the stuff, you don't actually know that that's climbable at all. So I feel like it's actually a little bit more difficult to know what can I climb comparing to each game. But saying that, there's a lot more variety in the climbing as well, because now you can climb up, you can sort of jump backwards, you can jump left, right, you can and you've got the grapple as well, so that helps. If there's a grapple point, you can grapple to that, you can jump off that if you want, and you can use your shield wing as well to glide around as well.
Yeah,
so
that's good fun.
Yeah,
nice little traversal. I like the basically how they've changed the tall necks to basically each one's a puzzle now.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I did my first one. It did take some time to sort of learn.
Is this the satellite dish one?
Yeah, that one was a little difficult because I didn't realize there was a ledge that you climb down once you got to the top. You're like, oh, now you got to climb down and work your way. I had to like look around everywhere. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. What's going on? And I remember they said something about I could climb down there. Should I do that? And then I found that I had to do that. So, but I like it. Yeah, I do like that. There's a bit more involved this time around. We're going to work out how do you climb up rather than just waiting for it to get to a certain point and then just jump onto it.
Yeah. Just got a bit tedious in the first one doing that.
Just on the tall necks, you won't be surprised about this, but I waited till pretty much post game where you do get the option to. This is a slight spoiler, but you can fly on a pterosaur, and I found myself flying above the tall necks and just drifting down.
This guy.
I call that cheating.
This guy.
Easy.
Laziness. It's like all these loving, puzzles they've made, and you're just going.
We've crafted
that.
this like intricate puzzle.
All that
Screw you, I'm flying.
Yeah. Oh dear. Only Nathan could possibly do that.
Hey, but that's good though. Freedom of choice, post game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't encourage him, Matthew.
Yeah.
I was trying to give a win to the developers.
One thing that was nice, and will move us probably onto God of War, is the little statues you can find. And Easter eggs.
Yes, they're quite nice. Yeah.
Don't think I found those.
It's quite late on, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
cool little things.
I will also give credit to this game. I do think it's got a good use of the DualSense controller. Do you know how like if you need to pry something open and you hold it on to, you can feel the the resistance on it. I was like, oh, that feels quite nice actually.
They're using the bow and all that.
Yeah.
Just feel good.
They are pretty good with that stuff. So good for Gorilla.
Okay, so we move on to God of War then.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok. Oh, blimey. It's just, I loved every second of it. It's just, it's one of those games where just everything comes together. It's like you've got amazing characters, you've got a fantastic story, you've got great music, you've got great graphics, just a wonderful world, good design. It's just got everything. It's got an emotional heartbeat to it, which I think a lot of games seem to fail in getting. It's like when God of War 2018 came along, I think it just blew everyone away because nobody was expecting it.
Well, that's it. Like before that, God of War was pretty much just Kratos killing things. There was not much emotion to it.
Yeah, it was a one-dimensional character, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I actually watched something recently, and it was basically about us growing up with Kratos. Because when we first played God of War when we were young, we were like children, but now we've grown up and like. We're not dads, obviously, but people around our age have become dads and they've kind of grown along with Kratos.
Yeah.
And maybe him and Atreus' relationships mirrored that in a way, with the way that it evolved from 2018 to Ragnarok, where they're compromising a lot more and Kratos is learning to trust Atreus. So I think it's nice. But yeah, absolutely astounding game. I mean, for me, once I've played it, it would have been my game of the year.
It takes a Herculean effort to try and top 2018. They just managed to do it somehow. It is better than 2018. I just love the whole design of it. The world I just think is incredible. I just think it's a beautiful looking game. And to make all the 9 realms look distinct each I think is an astonishing feat. And I loved I won't go into it for spoiler reasons, but there's a certain mechanism in one of the realms that you use to change it up a bit. I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about, Nath. And that's just that design that does that. I just think it's really intuitive.
Also, this is quite slight, but just in terms of the boss battles as well, because it's not all samey like it was in 2018, where you've got like 6 trolls that you need to beat.
Yeah,
there's a lot more variety.
Yeah,
whether that be gods or creatures that come out to try and stop you from doing certain things. And they've all got their own. You've got to actually think about how you beat these creatures as well. It's not just you can't just hit them with the axe or with the Blades of Chaos or anything else. You've got to think about different stages and the way that you interact with the bosses as well. So
yeah. I like those sorts of like mini bosses you came across as well, just like those random ones. So they had like boss health bars.
Yeah,
they were just
a couple of grunts and the boss would just jump in, and then you'd be like, okay, we're having a boss fight.
Let's be having it.
Like this is kind of, I think at one point you stumble across Odin's general or something, and it's just random because you're walking along, and then he's just there in this like pit thing that you walk into. You're like, okay, this is happening. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely amazing game. Yeah.
Should we make a decision then?
I mean, for me, it's God of War Ragnarok every day of the week. Sorry, Aloy, but
it's a tougher opener. That's the thing, isn't it? It's just like if Horizon had been against anyone else, I may well have gone for Horizon. But when you've got these two together, I platinumed God of War, so I think that says it. It says my choice. I've got to go with it.
That was okay. So I don't think it matters too much on my choice. I think if I do come around to playing it soon, then I probably would be the same as you guys with picking Ragnarok.
Well, that's absolutely no slight on Horizon. It's a fantastic game.
No.
Go and play it if you know.
It's an incredible game by its own.
It's wonderful. And that was a fantastic sequel as well. That, it was a hard act to follow, the first one. And it did very well doing that. So shall we move on to quarterfinal number 2?
Yep.
Okay. We spin the wheel of misfortune. It is Elden Ring.
Ooh.
And that will...
That's some heavyweights.
Yeah. That will compete against... Oh, A Plague Tale Requiem.
Ooh.
Now, I have to say, I've not actually played any of these myself.
No, this is going to come to
this might be Nathan competing with himself.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. I'll start with Elden Ring first, because this will be a little bit quicker. Because I've only played a couple of hours of it, and to be honest, the only reason that I bought it is because I was hearing that it was a more accessible Souls game than we've had previously. And I think that's the general consensus. Even if you're not really into Soulsborne games, this is a game that you can get and do reasonably well at.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't.
Even the most
it's still not easy.
Rubbish I am at games. But I will say, from the start, you pick a character. There's about 10 different options you can pick, and they are different levels as well. So if you want to give yourself more of a challenge, you can. And you can pick yourself a vagabond.
You want to give yourself more of a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Or you can pick like somebody starting at I think level 10 or 12. So you can make it a bit easy for yourself, and each class gives you certain advantages.
Easy.
Yeah.
Enemies level up with it, probably. Something like that.
And then as you get into the game, you can read like blood stains, but these blood stains are hints that players have given you, so you can't really trust them. And one of the first hints that
I'm sure some of them could.
And one of the first hints that I came up to, it was a bridge, and the hint said jump, with a silhouette of somebody jumping off the bridge. I'm like, okay, I'll trust it. And then I jump off. I go into this this never-ending pit, and then I get this screen come up saying you died. So, should not have trusted that one. But then
don't trust anybody.
But then I got into the world, and you saw this tree in like the far background, and just the expanse of it, because everything is just there in front of you to go and explore. Because up until this game, most of the Souls games are just linear. You'd have this difficult thing to try and achieve, and that's all you could do.
And that kind of thing.
Yeah. But with this, you could do whatever you want. You can run past enemies if you want to try and get to further bits. But you'll find as you do that and you start getting to the bosses, like the gatekeepers, to get to progress in the game, that it doesn't really help you, because you do eventually need to level up so that you can beat these bosses.
Yeah.
So running's not going to do it. So you do have to learn the mechanics of the game. One thing that is good is that it does give you a tutorial section you can go into to learn the mechanics if you are new, which I did, and then you end up beating this mini boss. So you get a little bit of confidence once you've beaten the mini boss, thinking, I can actually do it.
Tutorial and you can't do it. Imagine that.
I did die twice in the tutorial, but it turns out that this boss that you think you've beaten is actually a normal enemy, just with a bigger health bar, so it looks like you've done well. So.
No.
So it lulls you into false sense. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Typical.
Yeah, but I mean, for the time I spent with it, I died a lot, but I did enjoy it.
It's a gorgeous looking game.
It is. It does look absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
The art style's really contrasting. Like, you think it's gonna be like quite dark and stuff, but a lot of screenshots that I've seen, you do see some like really different colours that get used. I think a lot more than normal Souls games, for sure.
And
flying horse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
one
thing I like. Just the size of the bosses. They're absolutely massive. And it's just awe-inspiring how big they are, and that you've got to actually try and kill these things.
It is amazing how they managed to design all these things. It's how to make them all unique, and how they're all have the different attack styles and that kind
creatures
of
and stuff. Yeah, like, I mean, most Soul games are not played because of a specific enemy type, but then for Elden Ring to almost turn that on its head and have two hands joined together and still move creepily, I'm like, yeah, I still think I won't touch this game.
Yeah. But it's like, I always wanted to try one of the Soulsborne games. It's just like, where do I start? Which one do I do? Am I going to just rage quit after like the first boss or something?
Well, you might do, but it's
or before the first
try.
boss. Yeah. I won't mind trying Dark Souls Remastered.
Yeah.
Or
I think you can pick that up for about 20 quid.
Yeah, definitely give Demon's Souls a try. I mean, we tried that at the cafe, didn't we? So.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that Demon's Souls?
That was,
I couldn't remember which one it was. Yeah. For the time I had with that, I enjoyed it. But I don't think we got to anything really difficult there, did we?
No, I don't think we
got
to a boss,
I fell down a hole and died, so I mean, that's as good as I was. And like...
But, well, there we go. So that's Elden Ring. Do you want to talk about Plague Tale?
Yeah. So I got this game on release. I think, like Mark, I don't really buy many games on release. I'll tend to wait for a bargain, but I couldn't wait for this game, because I played a Plague Tale Innocence a few years ago and absolutely loved that, and I couldn't wait for the continuation of this story, so I had to do it. It's difficult to talk about without talking about spoilers, because a lot of the hard-hitting stuff comes at the end in what you have to do. But honestly, like, Studio Asobo did an absolutely fantastic job on this game. I mean, it looks absolutely amazing. And it's insane to think that I think there was about only 45 people worked on this.
Wow.
And that was more than worked on a Plague's Tale Innocence. I think they only... originally, when they started that game, I think they started out with 16 staff members. They did grow the team eventually to work on it, but yeah, it's just insane what that amount of people managed to deliver.
Yeah.
But in terms of this, I think it parallels a lot of why I like God of War, to be honest, because it's a story about people, and that's the core of it. So for a Plague Tale, it's a story about a brother and sister and how they traverse this absolutely horrible world that they're in. So it's set in 14th century France, which is quite an interesting time period during the 100-Year War. And so you've got people, like army people, to try and kind of get past, because it's kind of stealth and puzzle based that way. And then you've also got the millions of rats coming after you as well, which is the plague side of it. But Hugo's got something in him where he can control the rats, but it's killing him. So do you kind of use Hugo's power to help you get through, but essentially kill him faster? Or do you have to kind of say, right, we're going to find a different way to do this? So you've got to think about every single thing you do and how it affects you. And there's also other people that you meet along the way that become friends, and they've got their own reasons for coming along with you and what they want to do as well. But yeah, for me, it's fantastic. I enjoyed the bleakness of it so much.
All right.
And it was really upsetting at the end. And then afterwards, there is like an end cutscene where it actually, it's a cutscene of present day. And that was like, it was really strange because you've been basically playing through the 14th century, but here we are 600 years later and something else is going to happen. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, they're going to make it like a third game of present day. But it turns out there's no plans for a third. So this is where the story ends, which I think they ended it really well in what happened. But I still want more of it. But yeah, I do want you guys to play them at some point if you like the look of it and if you get time to do it, because they're not very long games. I think A Plague's Tale: Innocence is only about 8 to 12 hours, and then probably this one's a bit longer, maybe 18 to 20. So they're not mega long games, but they are fantastic games, and there's a reason why it was nominated for Game of the Year, because yeah, it was just up there, definitely one of my favourite games I played last year. So.
Well, it's decision time then, Nathan.
Right.
And only you can really make that decision, to be quite honest.
I mean, to be honest, I would go for A Plague's Tale Requiem.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? You'd be going against basically everyone else on the planet, maybe. But you know, but it doesn't matter. This is our favourite games. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's got to be A Plague Tale Requiem. I'm sure that Elden Ring's got an absolutely amazing story that I've not managed to even scratch the surface of yet, but I'm not there and I can't talk about that because I've not experienced it fully. So, but I have experienced Plague Tale Requiem and it's absolutely fantastic. So I've got to go with that one for me.
There we go. The choice has been made.
So, Mark, are we going with Elden Ring?
Yeah, completely.
Just one
sideswiping.
You can for me. I don't mind.
No.
No, I'll let him have it. I'll let him have it. Not played it.
I've not played both either.
Can't.
So I can't.
Okay, should we move on to the quarterfinal number 3? So, for the third, we've got Stray. And that will be competing against...
But it's Sonic.
Modern Warfare.
Pokemon Legends Arceus, however you pronounce it. I don't know.
Arcade.
I can only speak for one of these games.
I can only speak for one of these games.
And I can speak for both.
Cool.
Dear me.
So start with, do you want to start with Pokemon?
Yeah, let's do it. I think
Start with Pokemon, yeah.
I think for Arceus, one of the main reasons we put it in is because it was such a change from what we're used to with mainline Pokemon games. I think you'll probably agree, Matt. It's changed the formula for Pokemon quite drastically. Because normally it's pretty copy and paste. You get your starter Pokemon, you build your team, you've got to get 8 gym badges. Once you've got your badges, you've also got like a enemy team that you need to beat because they're trying to take over the world or what have you. And then you fight the Elite Four and the champion, and you become the champion of the region. Maybe there's some like after post-game stuff, like maybe the Battle Frontier, like we saw in Pokemon Emerald, or some other stuff to do. But that's pretty much it. This one became more about surveying Pokemon and catching Pokemon and learning more about the way that they interact with the world, which I think was very different from what we're used to.
I think it was very experimental for Game Freak to kind of go down this route, and it's essentially like a mashup of sort of like a Monster Hunter and well, Pokemon in effect. You know, you've got open zone areas that you go around. You sneak around catching the Pokemon. You don't have to battle. You don't necessarily have to battle unless you come across sort of like I suppose like a story mission that you have to do it. But I think it was the first time we kind of saw Pokemon in kind of like almost like a natural way.
Apart from Pokemon Snap, but
well, yeah, like Pokemon Snap and new Pokemon Snap, I think that. But then their focus is purely on that kind of stuff. There's nothing else. So I don't think we'll ever get like a Pokemon game on that level of natural habitat for Pokemon in like a mainline game.
Yeah.
But this was pretty close. I think it did really well. Really enjoyed the story of it, where you're building the first ever kind of Pokedex. You're doing surveying missions. You're figuring out what this, temporal wormhole was happening. That's going on. And just sort of seeing how Pokemon kind of used to be in, ancient times is really interesting. I liked the gameplay of it. If it was quite addictive, be able to catch Pokemon over and over, and then you improve the Pokedex that way. You do different moves in to upgrade the Dex as well, and also like introducing the the Swift and Strong styles as well. I think added a nice.
That was good, because it made you think about how you battle Pokemon.
Yeah. It added a really nice wrinkle to the balance system. So like, okay, you could do Swift style, you could get 2 moves in quickly, but if they don't defeat the Pokemon, then like the other, you pose a Pokemon now has 2 moves that you can do. It was just really interesting. I liked the
totem battles were cool. When you
the totem battles, I thought they were really new and interesting to add in as well. Which I think they've sort of implemented in Scarlet and Violet. You kind of got the town Pokemon. But it felt new. It felt fresh for a series that was quite lacking in innovation for close to 20 years. Graphically, probably, I don't want to say the best that Pokemon's looked. Maybe a mainline series until kind of Scarlet and Violet came along. But, I think it did what it needed to. I liked the different environments. I liked the new ways of getting around, transport-wise.
Yeah, all the different Pokemon you could use, yeah.
Like I said, the story was really great. I liked that it kind of finished on adding sort of lore and layers to the Diamond and Pearl kind of set of Pokemon. The music as well. I actually thought the music was done really nicely in this game. To the point where Girantina's like battle theme at the end. I've not come across it myself, but like watching like reaction videos to it, like really good, very good. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping Pokemon kind of keep this. Almost keep like 2 main series types now. You kind of got your normal one that we've got going with Scarlet and Violet. Now we've got open world. We can, hopefully improve on that and then keep like a Legends series going, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Legends Ho-Oh.
Hopefully. Suppose, I want to move on to Stray and the little kitty cat.
Oh, the gorgeous little kitty cat. It had the most astonishing sort of I don't want to say advertising, but preamble to the release, where everyone was just like hyped up on the memes and things like that.
Yeah.
It was quite astonishing, really, wasn't it? It's just how much people were so looking forward to this game about a cat.
Yeah, it just seemed to come out of nowhere, didn't it? And we didn't really know what it'd be.
I guess there was a worry that it's like, is this just going to turn out to be a dud? Is everyone going to hype up on the memes and it's just turned out to be a rubbish game? But it's actually a really good game. It's so enjoyable.
It's really nice. Like being a cat, it's great.
I just think it's one of the biggest surprises for quite a few years, I think. I mean, you could see it as just a game about a cat. And I guess it is a game about a cat. But I think there's some like human stories in there as well, even though it's a world populated by these robot things.
Humanoid robots, yeah.
Yeah, they've got
Lives.
they've got lives and they do things, and it's a really nice looking game though. The lighting is so good, like the neon lighting and all that. It's just really gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like what I think going to like downtown Tokyo would be like in the back alleys, in terms of like all the neon that was used. It was great, and definitely what you said, all the different lives that these robots have got, and all of the issues are very human. Like somebody trying to find the dad, for example, and worrying about him, so they've spiraled off. But in your own way, you've helped them, and in order to get to your own goal.
And it's also very difficult to make a silent protagonist interesting.
Yeah, when they brought B12 in, because B12 was like the window into what these robots were saying, so that was a masterstroke, bringing them in. Yeah. Well, and having a little friend as well.
Yeah. But then, of course, you've got the fact that you are a cat, and you could do very cat things in it, which are just funny, really, aren't they? Just the pouring at things, like on a shelf, like paint cans, just like pour it away to the side, and then you just go whack.
Yeah. One thing I did like is when you got to scratch the carpets, the way that the haptic feedback came in as you were pushing down, that was a really nice use of that.
I think there's just like no point to that mechanic at all. It's just there for the laughs, just to scratch.
Yeah, because you can scratch wallpaper as well.
There's like boards and things like that on the walls. Yeah.
You found bags, and you can put your head in the bag, and then that inverted the controller, so you're like, what's going on here? And I'm like, blooming heck, I'm stuck here, I'm going to have to come out, and eventually you get the bag off and carry on, but that's fun.
But like some of the little side missions that you go on. See, I mean, the obvious one is the one with the music.
Yeah, it's really nice, finding music for this street person to play, and you can pick what they play as well, which is good.
Yeah.
And the tunes are really nice.
Yeah, nice and pleasant, aren't they? And then you could just sleep next to him.
Yeah.
And just
that was it, the sleeping bit. What was that trophy that you got? Did you have to sleep for like an hour or something?
Yeah, sleep for an hour. Yeah. But just a nice little purring sound that emits from the controller. And then, of course, you've got the dedicated meow button.
Oh, obviously.
You can't forget that.
Yeah. I did it deliberately just to mess with my cats when they were in the living room. They were looking around thinking what was going on. They were both in the room at the start of the game when you were with your cat gang, and they hated
Pussy Squad.
Yeah, with the Pussy Squad.
But that's another thing, is like seeing all these things on the internet where it's just like people have been playing the game and the cats have just become obsessed with it. Like it's just sitting in front of the screens, pawing at it, things like that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Nice. Yeah.
I think it's just a game that's really caught the imagination, isn't it? And not many do that nowadays, I think. But no, it's such a fun game. Not too long either, you know.
No. I think you completed under 2 hours for that trophy, didn't you?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I think it's a game that you can give a non-gamer and they'll have some fun with it. They'll enjoy it.
Because there's not too many mechanics to it.
No.
You will need to observe certain things and what people say, but I mean anyone should be able to do that. And then as you go into new areas, you have a walk around and get the lie of the land, and then go from there. Really. Yeah.
It's not too demanding, things like that. So I think it's pretty much a game for anyone. And I like games like that. We don't have enough of them. We want more. Straight to.
Yeah.
Straight to.
I mean,
this time.
They did open it up kind of at the end of the game. There was something there, so.
We'll see. But it's just such a lovely little game. It just is. Okay, shall we make a decision then? I can only go one way. Let's go Stray. Because I platinumed it.
Well,
so to you two, I think you're going to have to fight to make the final decision, you two.
I don't know. I can't put much fire in this because I only played one of them. So.
Okay. But you're still going to make a choice though.
True. From my, I suppose, biased option, I'd have to go for Pokemon.
Okay, Nathan. Stand to you.
As always. You're looking at both boxes.
I am.
He's got them in his hand.
I can understand why it might be a difficult decision.
I really enjoyed what Pokemon Arceus gave to us in terms of the new experience, but in a lot of ways I've experienced similar before. So I think I'm going to go for Stray because of how different it was.
It's
So
fine.
yeah, I think I'll go for Stray. Sorry, Matt.
It's fine. Both games are good in their own right. I do need to get around to playing Stray at some point.
Okay, so Stray goes through. So of course that leaves us with 2 left. I'm going to spin the wheel, even though it's completely redundant and I don't need to do it. But I'm going to do it anyway. And we have got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 against... I'm going to spin it again. Again, I don't even need it because it's the other one left. Sonic Frontiers.
Never expected that one.
What's that doing there? Who put that there?
Yeah, why is that there? I don't know. Should we begin with COD?
With Modern Warfare. I feel bad for Nate on this one, so he's not really got a horse in there.
Well, he's had enough so far.
True.
I have to say, to give credit to Call of Duty, I think this is the best story I've enjoyed for quite a few years. Call of Duty game. I love the variety of it. Of the campaign, sorry.
Yeah, campaign.
Because normally it's just like, go here, shoot this thing, move on, shoot this thing. But there's a bit more different aspects to this one. There's like the night mission, where you just basically stealthing your way around. That's such an intriguing mission.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the standout missions, I think, in Modern Warfare 2.
And then you've got like those where you're in the choppers and things like that. I mean, I haven't really played much of the multiplayer though, but the campaign I was really into. I thought it was really good.
I think many hours on the wrap up will tell you of put line.
But I think one of the, I remember saying this when I played the game, is that what I really liked about Modern Warfare is that I like the characters in it.
Yeah, I think.
Whereas the other series, I just don't care about them really.
Yeah, I think this time around, because it's an ongoing story from like the first one, so you're on this journey with Captain Price, Gav, I think are the two that are kind of main from there, and then within this one we're introduced to Soap McTavish and Simon is his name, but he's normally known as Ghost, and just continuing from the first one really. I think they've done a really good job of making each character kind of unique and likable. Like, for example, that stealth mission in is it Mexico, I think? Can't quite remember the country now. But just the back and forth between Soap and Ghost, I think was done incredible. And some of the dire jokes that were told were still pretty funny. And just like the back and forth, like the characters feel believable.
Yeah, they feel like more real people.
They don't, like
it's not generic soldier number one.
Yeah, like I mean, Call of Duty's had like a pretty bad record of kind of like whoever you're playing as in the campaigns, this like hero of everything. He'll save the day and stuff like that. And it's like I always feel like the worst ending to a COD for me was I think the original Black Ops. Just because I remember it ended like you got out of the submarine and there's the American flag waving in the air and there's jets flying by and it's like oh hooray patriotism, which really annoyed me. As good of a campaign Black Ops was, but the characters are just really good. I mean even like the kind of the swerve and stuff I thought was handled really well. Kind of once the American team kind of like switched sides, going on to doing what Shepard wanted them to do, was really good. And yeah, like I said, mission variety as well, handled really well. You had your kind of repeat of the cleaning house one in this one, but it was a bit more chaotic. And like they're all handled really well.
It's that prison one as well, where you're just guiding. Oh, Ghost, wasn't it? You were guiding Ghost.
Ghost, yeah, you're playing as Gaz, I think, at this point.
Just like
that was handled really well.
You hide here.
That was
you
unique.
move there.
Yeah.
Inevitably, I ended up putting him in the line of fire. But
Oh my god, so many times I had to repeat that mission. Especially on Veteran. That was a bit of a struggle.
That's the I think the way it was all designed, I just think it kept me interested along the way. It wasn't just continuous barrage of just shooting people. Because I think it just gets a bit dull if that's just all you're doing constantly.
Yeah. Another highlight as well, the sniping mission.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
A nice, lovely homage to All Gilly Dope.
Yeah. Thought they handled that pretty well. Yeah, I think overall, really, really solid COD. Multiplayer wise, I'm enjoying it. We need to get on that co-op.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, we do actually. I've not played very much of the multiplayer at all. I've been playing other things, but no, I would like to go back onto that. But yeah, I would like to give those co-op missions a go actually, because they sound interesting.
Definitely.
Okay, so we want to Sonic Frontiers, everyone's favourite hedgehog.
Yep, definitely. What can I say about Sonic that I said before in this one? Graphically, probably, the best that Sonic's looked, even though arguably the first island is a bit cookie cutter from someone's fan game. Harsh, but story wise, I thought it was one of the more mature and well handled stories for Sonic. Like, you don't typically get a dark story with Sonic, but sort of learning about the islands, the ancient race that came to the islands as kind of, tried to escape their potential doom, I thought was handled quite well. I thought the interactions between Sonic and his friends were handled quite maturely. Kind of like the one highlight for me was kind of the certain interactions you have between Sonic and Tails, where Tails feels very kind of like he holds Sonic back. He's always been saved. He's feels and doesn't feel like he pulls his weight and stuff, and feels like he needs to do more on that kind of side, like build his self-confidence up, maybe go on adventures without Sonic to be able to feel confident enough that he can actually feel like he's a help to Sonic rather than a liability. I thought it was handled pretty well.
Yeah.
The lore around the Sage Girl character as well, I thought was pretty cool. Gameplay wise, I think it's probably the best that Sonic's ever felt.
Really?
Just in terms of like movement, running around, hitting all the grinds, the rails and grinding and stuff, and like just hitting from platform to platform. I think the homing attacks handled much better, because a lot of homing attacks in Sonic games has always been kind of like a double jump, which can be a little frustrating sometimes. Here they've kind of put it on like this like dedicated attack button, which is felt much nicer. And just the sense of speed as well. I think this is the best it's handled in 3D compared to any other game. And that's in these like open zone areas. When it does get into like the cyberspace, where it's like it's a copied memory of Sonic that he remembers from like certain zones from his own memory, then Sonic strangely feels different. I don't know why. It doesn't handle as well. So, not sure what's kind of going on there. Like, he still handles fine, but comparing to like how he feels within the open zone, it's just different, and I don't know why that is. I do think combat's handled quite well in this as well, actually giving Sonic actual like kind of basic combos and sort of like special moves to use. Then that's handled well here. I mean, these are like basic stuff that like God of War and Horizon has, but to have like in a Sonic game, it's like, oh, it's interesting. They've gone this way. They've handled it quite well. I liked the variety of enemies and how you had to think a little bit rather than just kind of jump dashing them all the time. You have to like really think on like what moves you have to use, whether you have to like cyber loop them, just kind of get them out of the shell initially, and then you can like bounce around and start attacking them and stuff. big highlight for me in the games with boss fights, I think, is probably the best that supersonic has also felt in a game. Because typically, like, a supersonic mode, I suppose, in games are just general kind of dash forward, hit something, and then that's it. And if you get hit, lose rings and blah, blah, blah. Whereas this feels more involved with, like, okay, I've got to use combos, I've got to, time parries when I need to. And it just feels nice to be supersonic.
Yeah.
And again, I think I mentioned before, I think the music was criminally overlooked by the Game Awards, so I'm not happy with you, Jeff.
Damn you, Jeff. Yeah.
Like, I know rock and, like, heavy music isn't everyone's thing, but, like, putting it in a Sonic game and during, like, a boss fight, just, like, I don't know, just hypes you up for the whole thing. I've been listening to the OST ever since it's come out. I don't think I've stopped listening to it. So I've loved that. And yeah, I do think the final fight is a bit of a little letdown. Cause depending on what difficulty you have it, and this is a little bit of a annoying thing that they did, like, if you had, like, a normal difficulty, the final fight essentially just became, like, a quick time event. Which is a bit, yeah. If you had it, like, on the hardest difficulty, then it changed into, like, a, what could I call it? Do you know Galaga? You ever played Galaga?
Yeah.
So you have a firing gun at the bottom, and you got to shoot stuff and that. It's actually a variant on a game that's on Switch that's called Kakru, something like that. I've probably got it wrong, but it's essentially it's a form of that where the enemies on screen sort of fire different coloured projectiles, and you can change those colours. So if you get hit with the same colour, it doesn't affect you, but if you get it by the opposite colour, obviously it, like, destroys your machine. And it becomes sort of like that, where you have to, like, balance between the two different colours and stuff.
Didn't we play that game in where did we go? The arcade place. Arcade Club.
Might have done. I've got it on the Switch. I think it was in the arcade as well, but it is a solid rail shooter, so that's not bad. But I think overall, Frontiers is a good step in the right direction for Sonic. Obviously it's got its faults. The draw distance on the railings and stuff is a bit abysmal.
Don't set offence there.
Yeah. No, it's not good. Like, I can forgive it just because I'm a Sonic fan. Like, I got used to it. So, but I think if they improve that, some mechanics here and there, like the cyberspace stuff as well. If Sonic handles a little bit better there, then I think they're onto a really good formula for Sonic in the future. So,
do you want to make a decision then?
Well, I'm assuming you're going to go Modern Warfare. So,
yeah, but I'm not. I'm not sure I'm strong on it. After the two, it's the other one to play, so I've got to go with it.
Yeah,
I'm going to go for Sonic Frontiers. The nostalgia.
Yes, there you go.
And to tear Matt apart internally, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we know how much you've played God, so, but we know how much you love Sonic as well. So,
I mean, if it's not obvious. I'll give it to Modern Warfare, I think. I'll give it Modern Warfare. I think, as much as I enjoyed Sonic and Platinumed it, there is obvious faults of it that I think definitely need addressing for at least the next game. But Modern Warfare 2, just incredible campaign, solid gameplay as always. Like, you can never go wrong with COD's gunplay. So,
I thought you were going to go with Sonic. But,
I thought that as well, to be honest.
But no. Okay. Is that decision made?
Yeah, I'll go Modern Warfare 2.
Okay, so we move on to the semi-finals. Oh, spin the wheel. Our first semi-final is God of War Ragnarok, and it will go up against
A Plague Tale.
Stray.
Oh, this is the one that I didn't want. This could grace the final, this one.
Well, it can't because it's a semi-final. So.
I know.
That's tough for me because both games are platinumed.
Yeah,
Which is
a good-
Platinum's better.
which is a good sign of, if I'm really into a game, I'll go for the positive.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
I do. God of War Ragnarok.
Well, okay, yeah.
Bloody
I think
hell,
I would
kill the tension then.
I would be leaning more towards God of War Ragnarok, but there's a lot to admire about Stray, isn't there? It's just, I just love its uniqueness. It's just something a bit different, isn't it? And,
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, to go up against God of War Ragnarok, it's tough, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be God of War. I mean, the level of storytelling in that game is just astonishing.
Yeah. I mean, to give it to Stray, it did get me emotional sometimes, but that's normally when the cat got hurt. I was projecting, like, what if that were my cat? Because there were times when it limped around, but then it went to sleep and woke up and were fine again after, so...
Yeah. Yeah. But, both games I thought absolutely terrific, but God of War, I think it's got to win, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just it's a better all-around game.
Yeah. But Stray, amazing. Love it. Go play that. So God of War Ragnarok goes through, I presume.
I'll vote for Stray.
I thought he might.
I'll go for the cat.
Okay, that obviously leaves us with, I don't know why I'm spinning again. Again, it is redundant. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 against A Plague Tale Requiem. Ooh. Now, again, it's a bit difficult because I've only played Call of Duty, but I am intrigued by A Plague Tale. Would love to play it. And we know how much you adore A Plague Tale, Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
So, convince us. Well, unless you're going to say Call of Duty.
Yeah, just words.
Yeah. It's a different...
Because I can be persuaded on this.
Yeah. So, with A Plague Tale, in terms of the mechanics itself, it is very puzzle-based, and you do get to a point where you can, like, take more control and use Amicia's sling to kind of fight people, and kind of start using the rats against the Inquisition that you're against. And also use Hugo's power to control the rats as well, so there's a few different facets there. But for A Plague Tale, it's more the story of Amicia and Hugo, and them battling together to get out of this impossible situation that they're in. Because within the story, they basically go back and they look at this other person that's had the macula of what Hugo's got in his blood that's controlling the rats. And Amicia is just so desperate to stop from happening what happened to this kid. Because the last time it happened was back in the Roman times. And basically, they didn't know what to do with this kid. And they locked him up. And he ended up pretty much destroying Rome, like with the power that he had of these rats. And just the desperate nature of it, like, because they went to go and see a doctor, and basically the doctor condemned him and said he is going to die, and she's just going to the ends of the earth to try and find a cure for him or to help him. But by the end of it, after you've made all these different decisions and you lose people along the way that have been friends since the first game, and it comes to a head, and it's just absolutely, it's just amazingly bleak. And it just, after you've finished it just leaves this giant pit in your soul, and you look at yourself and wonder what's happened and what you've done, and it's terrible. I can't.
Wonderful.
I can't explain it.
I feel like this is like somehow more bleak than The Last of Us Part 2.
In some ways, it is.
I don't think either are cheery, really, are they?
No.
Oh, of course, obviously. Everyone loves golf.
Hey.
Well, I can't say anything else about it.
Okay. So, Call of Duty then. It's
Call of Duty.
It's Call of Duty, isn't it?
Call of Duty.
You ground shooting things.
Yeah.
I mean, of the running ground shooting things one, this is one of the best ones, I think. Campaign wise.
The better
Recent
ones over the
release.
last Probably since last Modern Warfare, I'd say.
I've played a bit of campaign on this, and it is visually stunning. Definitely when you get to Amsterdam, it looks fantastic.
I will give it that, yeah. Amsterdam looked really, really nice. Like, well done. Almost full realistic. I'll give him that.
It's a shame you don't really do that much there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
tried to
kind
get
of
into
just
one
kind of
coffee houses, but they
shoot
wouldn't let me in.
3 guys, maybe, and that's about it.
No.
That's a bit of a shame. It's probably why it looks how it does. You don't actually do that much, so you don't need to you can get away with making it look really nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Am I persuaded? You know, sod it. I am. I'm gonna pick Playtale. You're so into it so much that I trust your judgment. I slapped my microphone. Enjoy.
Someone slapped it. Anyway.
No, I'm gonna go with Playtale because I can see what you're saying in that in terms of a story about people, and I like stories like that.
That's fine.
So are you gonna go Call of Duty then?
No, I think I should go with Playtale.
Oh, there you go.
I'm really intrigued by it. I need to. I think I've got the first one installed. I need to get around to it.
Yeah, I think it was PS Plus at some point.
Yeah.
Well, you say that.
Did someone not download it?
Idiot here saw it on a deal and bought it. It was the PS5 version, not remembering that the PS4 version had been given as a PS Plus game. So, but hey, at least I can play it in the yeah, I can play it in the best quality at least.
Yeah,
so.
That's true.
And if it's everything you've said about the first one is true, it'll be a great experience. Bleak, but a great experience.
Yeah. 100%.
So, yeah, I can't wait to get through that high quality misery. So, shall we move on to the final? So that would be God of War Ragnarok.
Spinning again.
No. I was just trying to remember what the games were. God of War Ragnarok and A Plague Tale Requiem.
Not Elden Ring.
No, Elden Ring.
I'm shocked.
Didn't even make it out to the first round. Don't hate us, internet. Please.
Or do. I don't care.
Or do.
Oh, this is a toughie.
Well, they're both stories about people.
Yeah.
That is
and essentially
true.
A guardian and someone younger than them in dire situations in both.
Yeah.
They share a lot of parallels.
Well, wait, no.
They share a lot of parallels in some aspects, I guess.
Both have puzzles.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
They're both not set in modern times. I don't know what else to...
I think God of War Ragnarok's got a better depth of side characters as well. The world is more immersive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how many different sections there are to it. A Plague Tale is great, but in terms of the locations, they can get quite samey. But both stories are great.
I just think just because the layers of God of War Ragnarok, I just think are astonishing. I think so many parts of it are just like pitch perfect.
Yeah.
Mm.
Even going off the beaten track and finding a certain bit of loot or speaking to like a ghost and going off on a. Well, this was a side thing, but I went to go and find this hammer for somebody. But while I was trying to find the hammer, I found this ghost of their dad that wanted to find out what happened to the son.
Yeah.
And I went off on a tangent to try and do that off the back of another side mission.
Yeah.
And it's just that kind of depth, and you want to go and help these people and do this stuff. And yeah, Plague Tale is great, but it's linear. It's just one way. You get through the game and that's it. But with Ragnarok, you can get lost in its world and in its characters. So yeah, it's got to be God of War for me, I think. I love them both for different reasons, but God of War is without a doubt the best game that I personally have played this year or last year.
I can't disagree. God of War just absolutely blew me away. It's just, I was really stunned by it. it's not just one of the best games I played last year. It's one of the best games I've played in like the last 5 years or so.
I think for the care that they took with it as well, like in its dialogue, like there was one bit where Atreus threw Kratos' words back at him from the 2018 game.
Yes.
Kratos said, "Don't be sorry, be better," and Atreus said the same thing to Kratos. And it's just little bits like that.
Yeah.
That are just so lovely.
Yeah, there are small little moments that you notice, aren't there? That just make you go, ooh. Just a wonderful all-round game. I can't fault it, any part of it. It's astonishing. It really is. So I guess there you have it. The winner, if you hadn't noticed already.
It's God of War.
It's God of War. Ragnarok. So there you go. If you enjoyed listening to us, please consider tuning in next time. We release bi-weekly on Tuesdays. You can visit our website at jokingdolphin.com, where we post the Hall of Fame. Also, feel free to follow us on all social media platforms to continue the conversation. You can find Joking Dolphin on YouTube and Facebook, as well as on Instagram and Twitter at Joking Dolphin. Until next time, thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Happy New Year again.
Toodles.